To the Level Up Radio Show.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me. How are you doing?
I am doing great, I should say.
Oh,
I am doing great. It's a pleasure having you this afternoon.
it's really a pleasure from myself as well.
Yeah. So, to our listeners, we do apologize, of course, for coming in late. There were a little glitches here and there, but at least we've managed. And of course, we promise to have an interesting conversation today. It will be firing, of course. But due to time, we are not going to be opening the phone lines, but indeed, you can still stay locked on. So, Zamcom Radio on FM is 100.1 FM. But for those who do not have FM or those who do not have the smaller radio stations that work with FM, please do feel free to download Radio Garden and Zeno Radio. You can download them on iOS or um, iOS or just Play Store for the Androids. Yes, once you download it, you will see the green themed radio station, and that is, of course, the Zamcom Radio uh, uh, channel. So now, Mr. or let me just say, Friday.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now, what's the best advice that you've given yourself recently? Yeah.
Wow, such a good question, and it's always good to have your own, um, I would say, motivation and have a advice of what you want to become. Yeah, so my best advice that I tell myself is I can do anything. Yes, I can achieve anything because I believe I've got a potential within myself that can make a difference, and I'm not limited by anything.
Beautiful.
Sure.
Beautiful. So now, right now, you are running M higher. So now, if you were not running him higher, what would it be that you'll be doing at this particular time?
Wow, got a lot of main ideas that I could have done. Yes, despite me learning MI cooperative, I think I've established also a business that I was learning some time back, which is called Future Enterprises. Yeah, so I believe there's an aspect of me being an entrepreneur or learning an institution. I think I'm good in terms of starting up initiatives and managing institutions or developmental agendas in any aspect.
That's beautiful.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. So now, I believe before we get into the conversation straight, it will be, quite unfair for us not to really understand who the person is on a personal level. So, who is Friday? What kind of a person are you? Maybe a little bit on your early life, background, where you're coming from, and what motivated you to pursue whatever you are doing right now.
Wow, thank you so much. So, to begin with, thank you for the introduction. My name is Friday Chamfya. I am the founder and executive president of MI's Cooperative, which is a youth-led organization that basically focuses on entrepreneurship, leadership development, skills training, climate change and youth empowerment advocacy in education, health, and agriculture. Yeah, so that's what I do. But despite that, also a TV and radio presenter.
Beautiful.
Yes, I'm a
Beautiful.
broadcaster, by the way.
Wow.
Yes,
Beautiful.
and also I am a yearly alumni. Yes, trained in business, entrepreneurship development from University of South Africa, that is at UNISA, and also I am a commercial teacher by profession, trained from the University of Zambia in collaboration with Technical and Vocational Teachers College.
Beautiful, beautiful,
Yes.
beautiful, beautiful. That's quite an interesting CV, I should say.
Yeah.
I'm sure people should look out for this conversation because at least we know the person behind the microphone.
Sure, sure.
Sure, sure. So, in case you're just joining us, this is the Level Up Radio Show right here on Zamcom Radio 100.1 FM. And of course, I am your host, Chiwe Kriston. On today's edition, just like I said earlier, we are hosting Friday Wisdom Chamfya, the founder and executive president of M Higher Youth Cooperative. So now, Friday.
Yes, sir.
You've as a person, of course, I believe you are a person who loves entrepreneurship, empowering people.
Yes, sir.
So, what has driven your focus on entrepreneurship and youth empowerment?
Wow, thank you so much once again. the whole initiative of what we do looks around to empower ourselves as young people. And we understand to say that as young people have got a lot of potential, which is mostly untapped. That's why we focus on helping our fellow young people to understand the aspect of entrepreneurship and business development. I think it's a very cardinal thing or skill that we should have to embrace ourselves. It's a driver that drives us to the destination of what we can become self-reliant. Yes.
That's very beautiful. That's very beautiful. So now, talking about Aim Higher, it's something that you really founded, and I believe we are now talking about what has been driving you. I think we can get back a little bit. So, what was on your mind as you were thinking about Aim Higher? What is it that really touched your soul, and then you saw it fit to start Aim Higher?
Wow. Thank you so much. This is a powerful question, and I'll tell you, it's I can mention it's God because I think it's a God-driven assignment that makes me to focus on this. I can tell you briefly, back in 2021 or 2022, that's when I had this dream. It usually started coming where I would have sleepless nights to just like, what can I do for the young people? What is it that can I do that can make a difference and can establish to outlive myself? So hence this initiative came up. Then I woke up to write the name MI's Cooperative in the night.
Wow.
And I'll tell you, I've never had sleepless night to think of a thing that I can do that keeps on coming. It kept on coming. I would ignore the following day, the following night. I work too much in the night sometimes, and just like I find myself to do a little bit because I can concentrate much. So that thing kept coming, and that's how we said we can do something as young people. And I brought the guys together, shared the idea. They liked it, and they were young people like me, and I'm thankful that all has happened the way it has happened, and that's what has just kept me dreaming. And that, for me, is God's assignment that keeps me going.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
So now I follow you on social media. Of course, I also follow M Higher.
Oh,
and
wow.
I think for me, I knew M Higher before I actually knew you. I know we are getting to know each other on a personal level right now, and in these few days. But I knew M Higher a long time ago.
Really?
And I also knew Friday Wisdom Chamfya, because there's that consistency that you have. You know, we are in these WhatsApp groups. You keep on posting the things that you are doing. You know,
yes.
There's that consistency, which is annoying in a very good way, because it just somehow sticks to people. You know, it's quite contagious, whereby you post about what you do so annoyingly that every person who comes across it will never forget what you've posted.
Wow.
So now that's something that's very beautiful, and I believe it's something that, very difficult as well. So how do you stay motivated when you are unsupervised? You're a young person, of course. Maybe you want to have fun or just do things that seem youthful, but how do you stay motivated without supervision?
Well, I think, like I said from the beginning, for me, this is more kind of an assignment that God has given me. I will tell you, there are some times that I feel lost at some certain point, but I find that I keep going back to do the same things. And for me, that I feel that is just a grace that God has given me to keep doing things that I feel are right for me, even if no one is watching. So I believe I should be the first one to motivate myself before somebody else. And that gives me to be consistent and to be doing great in all what I put to. And I'm much focused and determined to ensure that whatever activity that I'm committed to do, I do my best. And this goes to even some places where I've belonged to, the work that I've done before. I think I'm one person that is consistent and just want to see excellence in all what I do. And that's what pushed me.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
And I believe works like that cannot go without challenges.
Of course.
Yeah, they cannot go without challenges. So now, what's like some of the biggest challenges that you've overcome? Yeah, what are some of those challenges, like biggest challenges? I know the entire journey is quite challenging.
Yes.
So what are some of those challenges that you've had to overcome, and how did you really overcome them in the process?
Yeah, so the main challenges I will tell you is we are a youth organization and learned by young people, myself and my colleagues. Yeah, so what we have overcome is the aspect of working with little resources. Yeah, these are all our initiatives as young people, and we have little on our hands. So what has kept us, like you said, is consistency and determination to keep doing what we do. And that challenge has really empowered us to outthink and come up with initiatives of how can we be our best even if we have little resources. Yeah, so we have overcome the challenge of working with little resources and defining ourselves to say even if we have got little, we can do much. And that's why we put our passion to what we do to ensure that we make a change. And if we don't start by ourselves, no one is going to come there for us to say, okay, this is what we are doing. So that is what I can say has really been much of the challenge that we have overcome. And we are keeping to push to see how best we can be well established and do much better with all what we are going to have.
Okay.
Yes.
So now let's talk about Empire initiative.
Yes, sir.
Of course, let's talk about MI. And in this case, I want us to focus on, of course, the business side and the social impact.
Yes.
So now let's talk about exactly like what is the business side of Empire, and of course, what is also the social impact.
Oh yes. Sure.
Yeah. So now in this case, I want to find out exactly what are you doing, what are you impacting, and are there any business ventures that you've ventured into?
Of course, yeah. So thank you so much. Yeah, so as I stated earlier from the beginning, MI being a youth-led organization by itself, our name is MI Youth Cooperative. And in that aspect, if you understand very well, you understand that a cooperative is more kind of a business entity in its nature. Yeah. But looking at from the background of where we are coming from, this is where we're trying to understand the challenges that are within our community and see how do we position ourselves to tackle the challenges that are in the community. So one end is where now we have come up as together as young people to see what can we do. So we come to find social ventures that we put our heads together to define, okay, this is a business concept that we can do. Guys, is this a good idea? How do we invest in our energy and our little resources that we have? So part of it is where we are learning with a venture called Pinko General Dealers. Within the team, we have got people who know about how to make peanut butter, and this is what we are doing. And we believe that business aspect is a vehicle. At the end of the day, what we are trying to do is to impart a young person there who can make an income out of the initiatives that we are doing, and this is what we are doing, and creating an impact for someone to gain a living while as we teach them about the actual entrepreneurship. They make an income, we teach them about marketing, and then they are able to sustain themselves. That's why we say we are working to be a self-sustainable young people who are going to make a difference in our community.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
And I love the fact that you've mentioned something with regards to the peanut butter that you are making.
Yes.
So now let's talk about funding. First of all, we'll start with how have you really raised the funds to like start this peanut butter venture?
Oh yes, yeah. So as I said, we are a cooperative, and we come together as young people to say what business can we do, or what projects can we do. And with that, this is where we do personal contributions. And one of our team members has got a very much good experience in terms of the same. And we mobilize the resources to say, okay, we have the machines. How can we use them? Then we have the people who have got the skill. Then we have got now where we do personal contribution to understand that, okay, let's invest so much into this business. And this is an initiative that we have started off. And as I said, with a little resources, but we are pushing, and things are happening, and we believe we are building something that is going to stand the test of time, not just in Zambia, but Southern Africa, and that's what we are doing.
Okay, that's very beautiful.
Yes.
So now, this takes me to the issue of capacity.
Yes. Sir.
So, as you have stated clearly, it's a cooperative, meaning you look for funds somehow, you contribute, you try to make, maybe you work on this, you get money and stuff like that.
Yes.
So now, let's say an investor was to come. This investor wants to invest in your business. Do you have the capacity to fully run a full business, like a full-time business, whereby there is maximum production of this peanut butter, maximum work of people continuously working, maybe 24/7, even looking at the economy which has been opened up right now. Do you have the capacity to run this venture at that higher level?
Yes, I cannot testify to that because, as I've told you, we are building something big. And March is, as I said, whenever we commit to do something, we do it with all might that we have. Yeah, so yes, of course, we have the capacity, and I think we are a learning process. And business environment is sometimes differs. Yeah, but we are committed to build something that will stand the test of time. And if there are investors, still our business is welcoming investors that can come on board and see how we can work together. You understand that business is sometimes about partnerships. Yeah, it's about collaboration, and there's the end that we do. There's an aspect of where we can be doing the production. We can have people in the marketing department. We can have people in different aspects where it's a value chain. It's an ecosystem that we ensure that we commit to do the business. Yes,
that's beautiful. That's very beautiful.
Sure.
So now we've talked about the business, and I love what we've talked about so far.
Sure.
So now there is social impact. Then on the other side, there's business.
Yes.
So now, how do you balance between business growth and of course also social impact?
Yes. So how do we balance this? Is where, like I told you, the business part of it is it's a vehicle. You can't run an institution without funds, or you can't learn anything without resources. So the business aspect is the vehicle that ensure that we go to the destination of creating social impact. Yes, because I'll tell you, the income that we generate from the resources that we have, this is what helps us to go and impart a young person who maybe doesn't have a job, and they'll have an access to income. Okay, we have a young person or a woman in the community who would want to start up a small business, and they are thinking, where are they going to start from? So we'll give them our product that will tell them, okay, you can start as a little as this, and then we'll continue to be supplying you with our product. They are able to make an income out of what they are doing, and that is why we say that is a social impact we are doing. And also where we do skills training for young people, where they can learn the actual entrepreneurship. I'll tell you, there are a lot of institutions that are doing entrepreneurship training, but you find that much about it is much of the theory, but less of the practical part of it. So we incorporate our young people in terms of capacity building them to understand, how do you learn a business? We give them a product. Okay, this is a product in your hands. How can you create money with it? And with that thing, this is where now we train them how to market, how to do entrepreneurship, how to make a sale. And through that, the young people are rising to understand the business concept and how they can be self-sustainable, and they can make little income at such a level. And this is where we are tackling the aspect of youth unemployment, which is a major challenge that we are facing. And this is where we have understood that even us, we can be a larger contributor to creating employment for other young people out there who are still suffering through the process that we went through.
That's beautiful.
Sure.
Just looking at what you are doing at a distance,
Yes,
everything looks so simple because it's coordinated. These are young people who are consistently focused on what they are doing.
Yes, sir.
So now, what's your advice to young Zambians who are struggling to stay focused? These are young people. They'll start something today, but along the way, they'll look at something. Maybe they see someone who seems like they're doing better than they're doing, or they look at a business, and then this business looks like it's thriving, and then they try to also focus on that business. So what's your advice to these young people who are failing to just stay focused?
Oh, wow. Yeah. So my best advice to young people is to avoid the distractions. And number one, define your own goals. What do you want to do? What do you want to establish? And also to start small. Yes, last time I was sharing the same experience that we are doing right now, and what has made us to reach this far is to understand, to say, this is the best time for us to start. I've told you the time that we started our organization, we started with little resources, and a majority of us are young people. So what has kept us going is the consistency. So continue to be consistent, to be disciplined, and also to avoid distraction, and more also to put God first, because if you put God first, you find that you align with the things that you want to do, and it will help you to keep going even if there are a lot of challenges. You find us doing the same things always. And as I shared from the beginning, because this has been a God-given assignment, we don't find it difficult. Each time we find that we continue doing what we are supposed to do, and that's what gives us the grace to sustain all what we do, and everything that we do seems to look simple. Yes, so we don't have to copy to say, maybe this person is doing this, maybe let me go. You can learn from them, but find something that you can do by yourself and keep being consistent about it, and you keep to develop. Each time you keep refining the idea, and the impact and what you are doing is going to be seen to say, okay, there's a change and there's a difference that you are doing, and your works will be blessed. And God says, you bless the works of your hands.
That's profound.
Yes.
Sure. So there are a lot of things that you've explained. Some of the things which I believe are things which are still ongoing, still working on many things. So now, what's next for Higher and of course Pinko Peanut Butter?
Yes. So what next for MI Youth Cooperative? I think we have positioned ourselves to be a leading youth organization, I think, in Southern Africa. And we are committed to make a change in difference in our community. And also for the aspect of Pinko General Dealers, which is a social venture of MI Youth Cooperative. Yes, that is our business trading name. Yeah, we are coming up. Look out for Pinko Peanut Butter everywhere in our leading supermarkets soon. And let's do this together. And I think that's what I can assure. And be part of the team that is making a change. Because when you buy from us, you're not just buying a product, you are buying to empower somebody out there. Yes, that's what I can share.
That's very beautiful. In case you're just joining us, this is the Level Up Radio Show right here on Zamcom Radio 100.1 FM. Today on the Level Up, we are hosting Friday Wisdom Chamfya, who is the Executive Director for Higher Youth Cooperative. Yes, though we are in the dying minutes of the show, but you are not too late. You can still join us today, right about now. So now, Friday.
Yes, sir.
What's the one thing you wish someone told you before you actually started? What is that one thing that you feel, how I wish someone told me that I was supposed to do this first? What is it?
As a young person, I think the best advice I can give somebody told me earlier is to start where I am.
Beautiful.
And with the resources that I have. I grew up looking at people who are doing bigger, maybe in the business, in different industries, thinking, how did they start? But I never recognized to say that if I start from where I am, I can still make a difference. And that is a building block for me to become to the point where I want to be, and maybe to the point that they have reached. And I think if I knew earlier, I could have started a long time ago, and we could have done maybe much better than what we are doing now. And for young people, the best time to start is now. You're never too late, because the world is evolving, and tomorrow will be the next person, the big thing. So don't look at the people that have done a lot in business to say you want to compare yourself to them. Start where you are, and this time you'll be the next big thing that people will be looking to say, okay, you're defining change and you're making things that are happening in the community.
That's beautiful. Yes. So now, I know we've talked about investors, those who would love to get involved. So now, Higher.
Yes, sir.
So how can somebody be part of Higher, either as an investor or just many youths who are listening to the show right now? How can they be part of it? And how can they be part of the growth? How can they benefit from it? I know there are a lot of benefits that you've mentioned, but how can they be part of this journey so that they also benefit? And also on the other side, how can investors also be part of the journey and invest in that is Pinko, General Dealers?
Oh, yes.
Sure.
Yeah, so thank you. Yeah, so MI Youth Cooperative, we are young people driven by ourselves, self-oriented, and we welcome youths who are very much able to learn, are able to serve, and are able to lead. because this is a process where we learn from there and we grow within the process. So we are welcoming young people who are aged from 18 years to 35. There's a membership fee to be paid. We are a membership-based organization. So currently our membership fee is at 200. Last year we are paying a 150 for you to become a member. You register as a member, then based on your experience you can do an expression of interest for you to be into a leadership position based on what you have, and then from there we co-create ideas, business concept where you can also fully benefit and impact. Also your idea can impact somebody out there. So this is a platform that we are giving for young people to execute their ideas that they have to make a difference in the community. For the investors, we are welcome for any support that they can render to us in terms of capacity building, resource mobilization, part of marketing. We would also want a part of marketing, and also value addition, and also in terms of distribution into the chain stores, supermarkets, where we need our products to go to and to grow our business. Sure.
That's very beautiful. So now, as we come to the close of the show, what are like the top five words of wisdom you'd love? Yeah, just like your name. I love it like that. Yeah. What are the top 5 words of wisdom you'd tell a young person right now who is listening to Friday on the radio? What are the top 5 words of wisdom you tell this young person?
I will tell them we have at Hemite Cooperative, we have a motto to say aiming high to success. So I would aim every young person to aim high to success. I would tell them to put God over everything, and also to be consistent, to be disciplined, and to start where they are. Yes.
That's very beautiful. Guys, thank you very much for joining us today on the Level Up Radio Show.
Thank you so much. It has been my pleasure having me.
I believe this is one, like for me, this is one of like the first of many appearances on this show.
Wow, I will be glad to share more, and there's quite a number that we are doing, and thank you for the opportunity that you have given onto us. And for the young people, please look out for our for MIS Cooperative on various social media platforms, on Facebook, LinkedIn, as well as WhatsApp channel, and be up to date with what we are doing. And I think we'll be able to share much more of many that we are doing that you can benefit from.
That's beautiful.
Sure.
Thank you very much for tuning in to Level Up Radio Show right here on a beautiful Monday, a holiday. And of course, Friday Wisdom Chamfya has inspired us to remain focused without supervision. For more of this information, or for more of for more about MHire Youth Cooperative, you can follow MHire Youth Cooperative on social media, LinkedIn, of course, and also you can connect with Friday Wisdom Chamfya on different social platforms, so that you can just ask questions on how you can be part of this journey. From me, Chiwe Kriston, it has been a beautiful day. Until we meet next week, of course, on the same time. Keep it 100.1 FM.
Thank you. It's amazing.
Did you know effective communication is the foundation that holds every
Come again?
I think that was loud. The noise after the earphones.
Oh, sorry.
I know, don't worry. Really work for the volume.
Oh, okay.
backbone of institutional success.
Oh, yes.
At Zamcom,
That's
we
exactly
offer
30 minutes.
Really?
consultancy
Oh, wow.
services tailored for
That's good anyway.
organizations,